Pack of what? Oh my god. Andrew, you're a vegan. Good evening, Carol and John shoppers. I'm making sure Andrew knows what the score is. Welcome to Tuesday night and new comics. We're excited to show you a relatively full week of new comics. It's the beginning of March, so we're kind of getting into the spring season of tie-ins and event stuff, and we're pretty jazzed about it, to be honest with you. But what we're really jazzed about is two things before that. Late Night Comics went really well last week. Thank you for everybody who joined us for our weird fourth week of the month late night. It's February, so you're allowed to mess around with the dates a little bit. But this month, late night is on the 20th. It's the third Thursday of the month, and it's going to be standard in that way. So that's awesome. I don't know if John has any surprises rattling around in his noggin for it, but we all find that out off the cuff anyway. So we'll all be in the same boat. But really exciting that I was just told, like, at the end of this last week, is that Matt Rosenberg and Tyler Boss are two fantastic creators from across comicdom. Like, Matt Rosenberg wrote all of DC versus Vampires. Tyler Boss has mostly done indie stuff, but they both been with Image for the past couple of years, and they both have new books coming out on the same day. Kyle will give you a good little look at those posters that they signed for us very nicely. You'll Do Bad Things by Tyler Boss is a very fun take on the slasher genre, and we're taking everyone down with you. You've probably seen featured up here. We've been trying to pump it to the pull list ever since we got an advanced copy and read it. But it is a really fantastic genre read in the mad scientist realm. It's funny. It's weird.
I mean, you hit me with the Nancy Drew,
Yep,
yeah,
little
bit
bit
of
Nancy
that.
Drew,
Yeah.
a little bit James Bond. It's an odd book, and I enjoyed every freaking page of it. But those guys are going to be doing a signing with us, which is very, very cool. They're actually visiting 31 comic shops in 31 days, which is very ambitious. They're doing 2 on our day, which is March 30th, from 4 to 6. They will be in the shop, and I'm sure they will be tired. That is the end of their month, right? But it's really cool, and it's a really cool incentive for the tour, and we're really excited to have them. We hung out with them last weekend. They were at Comics Pro with us. They're awesome guys, very down to earth, and they just write really great stories that we like to read. Personal favorite, What's the Furthest Place from Here? By both of them. So that's really cool. That's March 30th. We'll gab about that a little bit coming up to it. I mentioned Comics Pro again. Might be the last week I do it. Might not. We bring a lot of stuff back with us from Comics Pro, including a lot of exclusive variants and ash cans and preview books. We have those up here, and I priced a couple of them down today because we'll want to trickle them out of the store. But one of the other things we bring back from Comics Pro is always excitement over new books or seeing products that we have not seen before or talking to companies that were not on our radar, one of which being SHP Comics. I got in touch with those guys. They had a really awesome book called Woodstake. The elevator pitch is essentially a vampire was defeated in the New York woods back in the turn of the century, and he is rising again after healing in his home soil, and he rises during Woodstock, which is basically a feeding frenzy in the middle of the forest that he did not expect, but it is also drug, alcohol, and rock and roll fueled, so the vampire mythos gets turned on its head just a little bit, but it pays a lot of attention to really cool vampire stuff that we're used to while putting it in a setting that we are not. So Woodstake's awesome. The artwork is awesome. The name is awesome. The covers are awesome. We were stoked to contact SHP and get a bunch of them shipped to us. 0 through number 5 is a complete story. So if you want any of those, we got 10 copies of each. Worth it just for the covers, but the story is amazing.
Also, some of the best feeling comic books.
Oh, that is so true, dude. It's like this. It's velvety.
Yeah.
Did you pick it up?
I have, but I think the
Why do you
coolest
look so
thing.
bashful? It's
No,
okay.
no. What I think is cool is those covers are amazing, but that's the same guy who did the interior artwork.
Uh-huh.
Usually it's very different. Like when you've got an amazing cover, that guy did the insides too.
Yep. Very stoked about getting in contact and getting some of these in the store. So reserve your Woodstake miniseries now. Get some blood rock and roll stuff. Oh, first appearances. First appearances. We have 3 from Marvel and 1 from IDW. This week, from IDW, Mothra is getting their own debut series, which is pretty fun and probably too long. It's been too long. Antra is the first appearance, which is an ant-themed kaiju. Ultimates number 10 is the introduction of Ultimate Namor and the introduction of Ultimate Red Skull. I'm trying to think of something clever. I can't. You got to read it. For the Ultimate Namor, you got to read it. You got to read it. It's not fair.
Also, if you want to watch Hitler burn in the first page, there you go.
Yeah, lots of Nazi punching in that book. Lots of Nazi punching. Web of Spider-Verse New Blood is a one-shot, so not dedication to another 5-issue Spider-Verse series. It's a really cool setup of a one-shot, and is the first appearance of Count Spider, who is your vampire-themed Spider-Man, which sounds way stupider than it is. It's a really good story. And your first appearance of Spider Prowler, who is a great origin story I'll talk about when we get to the table. And then Star Wars Jedi Knights is a new and the first issue of a prequel story in comic books from Marvel, which is kind of great. This is a wraparound cover that looks awesome, or a fold-out cover, and it's the first appearance of like 3 different Jedi Knights in the Marvel comic book universe for the first time. So, though, yeah, potent first appearances this week. Bottom of the table, though, gets us to Image and reprints. We are reprinting issue number 1 of G.I. Joe with a Baroness cover, and cover B is a Duke cover. And then they're also reprinting G.I. Joe number 2 with the classic character design covers. There's Destro. Our favorite trade paperback of the week? Almost. Well, paperback, yeah. I have a hardcover over here I'll yap about. But Redcoat from the Ghost Machine lineup at Image. It's the first 7 issues of Redcoat. It was probably our favorite one of the Ghost Machine debuts, right?
I
Close. Geiger's hard.
Rook was pretty great too.
There it is.
Like,
okay, so they're all really
they're
good.
all
All
fantastic.
our favorites.
Yes, get it. If you haven't been reading it, get it. How about
It's
that?
like your children, you can't pick your favorite, so they're all your favorites.
It's true. They're all the favorites.
I'm waiting. You guys
Yeah.
are just rolling out. Keep going. Tuck yourselves out. It's like a car ride with a kid. So there's your volume 1. This is the direct market edition, which means you can only get it at local comic shops, which is very cool. And then this is your regular edition that you can get at any old bookstore, but you shouldn't, because then you'll be dead to us. Invincible is continuing with their reprints of their just the ongoing graphic novel. They're on volume 8 of the tiny versions. Hellspawn, the complete collection in paperback. And next to it, a mini-series called Convert, which the guys were describing to me earlier. Kind of like a sci-fi Robinson Crusoe. This guy, it's very stylized artwork. It's all the same artwork in the interior. And this guy essentially gets stranded on a planet. He resigns himself to being alone forever. And then 30 years later, someone finds his beacon. Moon Man is on issue number 7. It's hidden on there somewhere. Yep. Issue number 7, there's your cover A. And a wonderfully rendered cover B. Ultra Mega is on issue number 8. I think that's penultimate for the current miniseries. Tin Can Society is on issue number 6 of 9. Sam and Twitch from the Spawn side of things is on issue number 11. We've got a new number 1. It's a second miniseries featuring the name Monkey Meat. So there's that there on the table, and your face could be there if you just get a glue stick. Hyde Street's on issue number 4. That's the next issue on my reading stack. And then we get reprints of Marvel stuff. They recently reprinted Fantastic Four number 1 in its original entirety, and now they have reprinted that reprint with an Alex Ross cover.
I love that Mr. Fantastic is still stuck in ropes in this.
Definitely.
Which makes no sense, but
Yeah,
I love it.
he doesn't know. He's still learning.
Yeah.
He's a new superhero. My absolute pick of the week is the 3rd printing of Alien vs. Predator. Alien vs. Avengers. It is a phenomenal 4-issue miniseries. We have 1 issue left to go. Catch up now. We have issues 1, 2, and 3 in stock, and I fully support your decision to do so. Also an awesome 3rd printing cover. Collected editions from Marvel. First one up is Thunderbolts Winter Soldiers. It is the entirety of the Thunderbolts 12-issue miniseries from 2016. Then we've got Daredevil by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, also known as Daredevil Yellow. Yep. Next to it, Spectacular Spider-Man, the ongoing series on volume number 2. We've got the Complete Fantastic Four by Wade and Roringo. And then 2 epic collections. Astonishing X-Men modern epic is Unstoppable. I think it's the second one in that series. And then Fantastic Four is Four No More. Epic collection check-in.
So knockdown, drag-out fight between Reed and Doom. First appearance of Herbie. That's really all you need right there. It's awesome.
I need to have enough time to sip my tea. Okay. Star Wars Jedi Knights is a fantastic first issue. I'm not blowing smoke. Star Wars sometimes phones it in. In this case, they didn't. Essentially, what this is giving you is all of the awesome story you knew happened before Episode 1, before Phantom Menace, but you didn't get to see because they just jumped into all the stuff about Destiny and Skywalker stuff. So this is Jedi doing what they do best. They try diplomacy, and then they fight their way out of it. There's some amazing lightsaber splash pages. They introduce characters in not a super convoluted way. I did not have a hard time following it like I thought I would with 3+ new character introductions. It feels familiar because they're Jedi doing what we want Jedi to do. And I think that makes for a good, simple story. Anything to add?
No,
you liked it too.
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
I did enjoy it.
Lots of lightsabers.
Oh.
It's great.
And Yaddle's in it for anybody who's craving a good Yaddle.
Yes.
There's your cover A. Again, that one flips over and looks cool. Yaddle. There's your cover B. Here's your cover C. Here's your cover D. That's a little Obi-Wan. Cover E. Cover F. And your Spiffy Shiny variant to go along with it, which I think is a newish character, but they didn't really talk about him in the book. They showed him in a foreshadow. Scarlet Witch is on issue number 10. This is the last issue of the current self-titled Scarlet Witch book. It is soon to become, with the same creative team, Vision and Scarlet Witch. So we'll continue the story there, but we'll get to that when it comes out. Then Ultimates number 10 is out this week. This is essentially an Invaders Ultimates story in a world where the Invaders existed, but not in the same way they existed in our main Marvel continuity. You do get the first appearance of Ultimate Namor, which is really rough. You do get the first appearance of Ultimate Red Skull, which has a great meat hook to it. And you get the Punisher and Frank Castle tie-ins. This is great world building. I'm all in for Ultimates after these last 2 issues. So that's an easy recommend. It's fun how they turned the Red Skull into a Punisher skull / vice versa. There's Namor on the cover of your cover B. Here's your cover C. And then we've got a 1 in 25 variant for $15. Classic Invaders team up. Spider-Boy's on issue 17, and he's making me hungry for hot dogs. There's your cover A. There's your cover B. Here's your cover C. Oh, I doubled up. Way to go, Ben. C. All right. Then we go to the Immortal Thor. That's on issue number 21. Still Alex Ross with the covers. And cover B. First the Executioner.
You can see Thor in his axe.
Oh, yeah. It's
so
ready to go.
cool.
Wolverine's on issue number 7. We're getting close to an anniversary issue, I think, with issue number 8, right?
I think so.
There's your cover A. Here's your cover B, which is technically an homage variant. And a 1 in 25 cover by Capuccio for $15. That's cover A. I guess I wasn't paying attention. Spider-Gwen is on issue number 11. There's your cover A. There's your cover B by Todd Knock. And there's your cover C. The first appearances in Web of Spider-Verse. It's 3 stories in this book. They is setting up a new Spider-Verse, Venom-verse kind of crossover, but they're not really diving into it where we have to read something weekly. This is a one-shot called New Blood, where the heart of the Spider-Verse, the heart of the web, is searching for a new champion or champions. So they kind of run through 3 stories explaining why these people would work or not work. The Venom one is going to do the same, so it's kind of fun that they're doing 2 one-shots that are pitting against each other. So we'll get to see some Venom-verse stuff here in a week or so. But 3 separate stories, 3 different artists, cool little origins. Really cool. Even the vampire one, which sounds like it would, honest to God, sounds like it would be really dumb. It was not.
It was not.
There's your cover B featuring that Count Parker or Vampire Spider-Man. And here's your cover C. A 1 in 10 design variant with very disturbing vampire fangs, spider vampire fangs, for $8. Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu's on issue number 6. We don't have any cover A's. We had a couple requests at the last minute. So we do have the Momoko Kimono variant. If you'd like that, please let us know. Uncanny X-Men is part 1 of X-Man Hunt. You can tell which part of X-Man Hunt you're at because of the little running man up here. If you look on the other issues, he's gonna continue. So we'll show you one of those in a second. But that kicks off the current X-Men tie-ins. Who's on the run?
Xavier.
All right. It's Wiley SOB. Cover B is great. I don't really know why they're doing these mugshot covers, but I like them. And we've got a 1 in 50 variant for $30. Kind of a new character variant with that all art. NYX number 9 is part 2 of the X-Man Hunt. See, the little man moved. And then part 3 is actually Storm number 6, which again, we got a lot of last minute cover A requests. So if you'd like it, we have the 1 in 25 variant for $15. Otherwise, we will attempt to reorder more. Sometimes that's a little hairy as far as crossovers and events go, but we'll do our best. A big number one this week is Doctor Strange of Asgard. It is a One World Under Doom tie-in, and it is a good one. Doctor Strange has had a lot of run-ins with Doom in recent Doctor Strange history, most recently of which he gave up the Sorcerer Supremeness to him, and surprise, surprise, Doom did not give it back.
He's
What do
such
you know?
a jerk.
What I really like about this, and similar to what I liked about Red Hulk last week, is that they are really doing a great job of putting these single character stories into context, not only of Doom and that kind of New World Order, but if you're going to call it Doctor Strange of Asgard, it's not just him with like an Asgardian robe on Earth using plants instead of spells or whatever, or rainbow magic or whatever the Asgardians do. He's in Asgard. He's trying to do good to get back to himself on Earth, but also like realizing that his station is not what it used to be. So he's trying to apply his skills in the best way possible for the greatest number of people possible in Asgard. You get a couple new cast of characters, some really charming kind of medieval feeling people, and it works. It works really, really well. And the last two pages are they're not joking. There's nothing to joke about there. Like, it is a big deal what is about to happen with Doctor Strange while he's stuck in this ethereal realm.
Yeah.
Right?
It's,
Like,
yeah.
big deal.
Makes me want to read the next issue, like, immediately.
A lot, yeah. A lot of cool, fun Loki tie-in stuff because of his mischief on Asgard and dealing with Doctor Strange with, like, the Jason Aaron run. It's honestly keeping Doctor Strange history in very high regard. So I dig it. And a bunch of fun covers, too. So that was your cover A I was holding up. Here's your cover B. Here's your cover C. Your cover D is the Marvel Rivals variant. 1 in 25 cover by Stephanie Hans for $15, which is gorgeous, and I promise you the color pops even more in person. Here is your $8 1 in 10 design variant. And we've got an all art cover, 1 in 100, rad, hit the table for $75. Right above that, we've got issue 13 of Spectacular Spider-Men. That's your cover A. Here's your cover B. And at the top of the table, another What If featuring Marvel and Disney mashup. This is What If Mickey and Friends became the Avengers. It follows the classic Avengers story of Loki, or in this case, their Duckburg counterpart, Loki, in Asgard, manipulating the Hulk, in this case, into hallucinating that a birthday cake is a slime monster, and then causing havoc so that Mickey and Friends, Mickey, Iron Man, Donald, Thor, these kind of guys have to get together, tame the Hulk, and then become a team. It is as cute as it looks, and I love it. I love that it pays attention to Marvel history and does it right.
And is very true to Disney stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Goofy's always been green. There's your cover A. Here's your cover B. Here's your cover C. Here's your cover D. And I've done my part.
And now we're on to DC. DC has a new number one as well. Secret Six is back. Unfortunately, no Gail Simone. However, this is the start of the team. And honestly, what it really is it's a John Kent continuation book. So it's taking place after all the Absolute Power stuff. John is still like reeling from everything that he did during that. And a team is dealing with Amanda Waller. And honestly, I can't wait for issue 2 when we get Deadshot and Catman in their full glory. They're only barely hinted at here, but if you were a big John Kent fan, this is the book to pick up. So there's your cover A, there's your cover B, there's your cover C. But then the other big one this week. So yes, Ben is making fun of me because this was not on my radar at all, and it is probably my pick of the week. Teen Titans Go. It is wonderful. Their comic is canceled, and so they decide, well, we'll give DC Comics every variation that we can possibly give, and they've got to pick one. They do a Marvel style, they do an indie style, they do a dystopian style. It's wonderful. Done perfectly, funny, good, great for all ages, but as an adult, you're going to get so much more out of it. Great, fantastic first issue. There's your cover A, and you got your blank cover B. Two-Face is on issue number 4. Shazam's on issue 21. Final issue of Shazam. Aww. Justice League.
Talking about that.
That's why they gave him such a cutie face.
Yep.
It looks like an ad for what I say earlier, like baby wipes. He's glistening.
He really is. Justice League Adam Projects on issue number 3. There's your cover A, and then your cover B. Penultimate issue of Batgirl is on issue number 5. JSA, they're still running around in hell. Those bad guys have got them like on the run in this. Cover A for that one. We've got a $10 1 in 25 variant. Poison Ivy is on issue 31. You guys are pre-ordering stuff like mad. We've run out of cover A's. We've got a $15 1 in 25 variant for that one there. And then Batman Full Moon, issue number 4. Batman's a werewolf. How's he going to get out of it? Find out here. Does he get out of it? Is this an Elseworlds tale? Will he be forever a werewolf? Honestly, fun book. I got to read it last night. I was very excited about it. Gorgeous art, great story. Sassy John Constantine, everything you want from a Batman book. Glow in the Dark cover A, Francavilla cover B. Whole row of facsimiles. Brave and the Bold's issue 30, early Justice League appearance. So there's your cover A for that, and then your blank cover B, and then a spiffy shiny foil for that one there. Batman 612, part of the Hush saga. It's like part 5, Batman versus Superman. What happens if they fight? This tells you, and it's wonderful. If you've never read Hush, you just want to see Batman and Superman fight, this is the book to get right here. So there's your cover A and the spiffy shiny foil variant for that one there. Let's go here. Birds of Prey's on issue 19. Honestly, the Batgirl and Big Barda team up that's been happening in this has been wonderful. That also being said, it's part 2 of 2 in a little mini story. So there's your cover A, and then your Ryan Gonzalez cover B. Nice House by the Sea is on issue number 6. Challenges the Unknowns on issue number 3. Then we get into collections. DC Finest Plastic Man, The Origin of Plastic Man, is all the Jack Cole police comics that introduced Plastic Man. And honestly, as I was flipping through, all I could think of is, boy, he really deserves, like, Will Eisner deserves some sort of credit for, like, what Jack Cole did. Because it's great, and you know that he was heavily influenced by it. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all, because it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. So there's that. Superman Space Age, maybe my pick of the week for collections. If you haven't read it, it's basically Superman during like the Kennedy years, and it's wonderful. It is a perfect Superman story, all told in 3 issues. Mike Allred artwork, Mark Russell writing it. This is like, we have like a short list of great Superman books that we sell to people. This is on that list.
Also a really great Justice League origin story.
Yeah, it really is a great Justice League origin story. Batman Dark Prisons is the volume, 4 in the Chip Zdarsky run in softcover. The Multiverses, Collision Detected, it's all the animated people meeting all the DC people. It's worth it just for bugs. It's great. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, back in print. This is the James Tynion originally written stuff. If you didn't get it the first time, get it now. Usagi Yojimbo, part 1 of a new story. So that's their perfect time to jump on Usagi Yojimbo. Helen of Windhorn, Tom King and Bickwis Evely's wonderful collection of books, like their stories, put in hardcover. They're the same people who did Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and they're doing a very gothic and wonderful story within this. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I can't wait to read that book.
Yeah. Grendel Devil's Crucible in hardcover. So Matt Wagner's book. And then we've got that Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. Really good introduction to Mothra in this, especially if you've you got the little singing girls, everything you want from a Mothra book. Perfect. So there's your cover A, there's your cover B, and then because we brought it back from Comics Pro, I'm going to call this, if you want it, call it the flip book, because you got Mothra, Queen of the Monsters on one side, and Godzilla Heist on the other. 2 books for the price of 1. $5.
Full issues.
Full issues of both.
Both full issues, number 1s. both great. And we brought them back, and we want to get everybody hooked on the stories. So $5 for both of them. Why not?
Yeah. Defenders of the Earth, the whole collection. We've got that there. TMNT, the best of Ray Fillet. Oh my gosh, love it. And then more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Night Watcher number 6. There's your cover A, and then your $8 1 to 10 variant. Jim Henson's Labyrinth is on issue number 6. Rick and Morty Spring Breakout, one shot, can't beat it. Cruel Kingdoms on issue number 3.
Yes.
That is an amazing cover.
Yes.
The stories in it are fantastic. There's 3 of them. 2 of them are very heavily centered on food, and they're great. The cover for cover B is taken directly from the first story. It's a great cover. There's your cover C. And then we get to Thundercats on issue number 13. There's your cover A.
That's Mark Spears.
It is Mark Spears, signing like Todd McFarlane. And then your action figure, cover B, cover C. And then we've got The Missionary from Distillery, issue number 2. There we go, by Ryan Stegman. Also from Dynamite, Terminator's got an issue number 5. Space Ghosts on issue number 10. There's your cover A. And then your Baron's cover B. Herculoids is back in comic book form. So yeah, Tom Snagowski is writing it, and it's a wonderful, wonderful cover. So there's your cover A. Magnola did a cover B. We have a 1 in 20 variant for $10, the All Arts, and then
That's a Live Field exclusive from Comics Pro.
the Live Field exclusive from Comics Pro for $10. Small Press Collections, Initial D, is on volume 5. And then Life with an Ordinary Guy Who Reincarnated into a Fantasy Knockout is on volume 1.
We did not order that on purpose. I'm not saying sorry. It's just that's why it's there.
Yeah.
Normally we cut our manga titles off at like 5 words.
So yeah, not that many. All right. Harley Quinn's Bud and Loot, Trouble Times 2. That all ages graphic, well, sort of all ages graphic novel.
It says kids on the
It's
back.
kids, yeah.
Kids are more resilient nowadays.
Yeah. PB&J Stuck Together. We've got that
The
collection.
cutest freaking book on the table.
Willis the Sheep and Space Chase. We've got that for $2. And then we have a whole slew of kids comics. All right. Darkwing Ducks back. Issue number 1. There's your cover A. There's your cover B. We have a spiffy shiny foil variant for $10
From Comics Pro.
And then a $20 1 in 40 variant for that one there.
That's Mark Bagley. So
Really?
so the cover B, yeah.
Oh, how about that?
Yep.
DuckTales is on issue number 3. Then we have one of the best covers of the week. I'm going to call this cover A, even though I know it's not.
Oh,
but
that
it's
cover's so good.
Yeah, it's Betty and Veronica, Once Upon a Time, Beauty and the Burger. It's wonderful. There's your cover A for Archie's, and then cover B, where the traditional princesses. Powerpuff Girls is on issue number 8. Spider-Man Homeroom Heroes is on issue number 3. And then, because you couldn't get enough, Teen Titans Go, number 1. Get it. It's so much fun. We've got a whole bunch of Punishers that we put out. We've got a whole bunch of Punishers that are $1. We've got previews. Previews is out. We got it. Do your ordering. And then I'm going to pass it on to Ben to close us out.
Yeah, all I'm going to thank you very much for joining us this evening. We are hope to see you the rest of the month for late night and signings. But until tomorrow for your comic books, have a good Tuesday.